As a sex and relationship expert, I'm often asked, what do I need to do to turn her on? Or I'm told, I'm the guy who's going to get you to orgasm. Now, what's wrong with these approaches? In today's episode, I talk about techniques to turn her on and make you the lover for her. I get it. You want to be a skilled lover. We appreciate it. You've had success in the past, and now you have a new partner. Scenario 1, you break out the old moves. Crickets, no moans, no drips, just an uncomfortable silence. You really like her, so you ask an expert, what should I do? Because you want the sex to be mind-blowing. Pro tip, don't ask me, ask her. Scenario number 2. You tell her this is going to be the best sex she's ever had because, after all, your profile said you were a good kisser. So you start making the moves, and again, new reaction. Yeah, she kisses you back, but not like you expected. She seems to like you, but then why isn't she reacting? Pro tip number 2, never tell someone how they're going to feel. That might very well be a challenge you are not equipped to handle. Let me start with a baseball analogy. After watching the World Series recently, I found a new appreciation for baseball, which I've never really had. I always found the games long and boring with no action. As I watched this game, the last game of the World Series, unfold, I saw how every play was strategic and how the long game really was more enjoyable with the right amount of action along the way. Having a great sexual experience is better when it's longer, slower, and more strategic. Let's talk technique. Once you have some good strategic plays, you can tweak them to her liking because really her pleasure isn't that big a mystery. Research shows that 80% of women need these 4 techniques in order to become aroused and orgasm. And the first one may very well surprise you. How about, super simple, deep, long kisses? Yep. Just kissing can get her and you really excited. We are not talking about those pecks that you gave grandma or your kids. We are talking, read my lips, about long, deep, sensual kisses. Psychotherapist John Gottman talks about the 6-second kiss. It takes at least 6 seconds for those hormones, the happy hormones, the love hormones, the horny hormones, to start to secrete when you kiss your partner. Don't cut her short on the kissing. Don't kiss her lips and then start to move down her body. 1, 2, 3, 10 kisses, then I go down. Start at the lips. Take your time. Keep your lips attached to her lips. Don't kiss her like a fish. Don't shove your tongue down her throat. Deep, sensual kisses. Number 2. Touch. She likes touch. Now, touch down there definitely, but let's start with touching other parts of her body. I've got a whole episode on erogenous zones, which I'll connect to in the show notes. Touch can be incredibly sensual and sexy and definitely can arouse you, but you want to be careful because everybody feels differently. I have some spots on my body where I'm super ticklish. And if somebody touches me there, I totally get out of the moment. So once you learn your partner's body, you can learn which parts of their body they like to be touched on and which turns them on versus those that are going to put them in another place. You also want to learn what kind of touch they like. Do they like a hard, massage, deep tissue type touch? Do they like a soft, feathery, delicate touch? Do they like some combination? Or do they like certain kinds of touch on certain parts of their body and different on other parts? Remember, you're listening for her cues. You're feeling her body. You want her to either tell you or you want to feel her movements to know whether she's truly responding. Number 3, oral sex. Most women like oral sex. And I say most. They may all like it differently, though. Some may like to be licked. Some may like to be sucked. Some may like a combination of licking and sucking and touching. And maybe one day she likes it one way and the next day she likes it differently. Because when women's hormones change, when they're at different points in their cycles, when they're going through menopause and their hormones are erratic, their vulva area gets very sensitive. So you have to be super in tune to her. Some days she may be more receptive to certain types of stimulation than the other. Tip number 4, and guys, this is not an indictment of your ability to please your woman. This is a tool. It is my number 1 tool that every woman will love in the bedroom. It is my number 1 tool for enjoying my orgasms when I have sexual relations with anybody. And that is, yes, a vibrator. Yes, vibrators. Vibrators are an essential tool for her. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of different kinds. Vibrators are essential for her orgasm, especially as she ages. So the clitoris has over 10,000 little nerve endings in that little, actually it's a bigger piece, but in that tip, and then the little icebergs that go around the vulva. And you should watch my Glorious Clitoris episode if you want to learn more about it. But as women age, those nerve endings become less and less sensitive, and so they need more stimulation. And vibration, depending on intensity, can really spice things up. Now, you may not need all these techniques. However, I would suggest that you try them. Try them in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try them out of order. 1, 4, 2, 3, 1. Whatever order you use, whatever order you want to feel and listen to her signals. And notice that I did not mention penetration in any of these 4 tips. Turns out 95% of women cannot orgasm from penetration alone, or some number about that. So if you think your partner can orgasm from penetrative sex, and some women can, the truth is you're probably rubbing her clitoris in some way, and you are rubbing it from the inside, but the tip of the clitoris, that little piece that's sticking out, is the most sensitive. Some women can orgasm strictly from penetration, but a lot of them, and I'd say most of the ones I know, need a lot more stimulation than that, especially as they are aging. They need more stimulation, and I guarantee you they will not say no to that stimulation as long as you ask them for how intense it should be. So those vibrators come in soft to super roto-rooter intensity. So you want to be really careful when you introduce a vibrator if she doesn't have her own. I will tell you that I love penetrative sex. Not every woman does, but it is not enough to get me to orgasms. So every woman will be different, and understanding that is the number 1 way to make you a better lover. So guys, stay in tune with her. Ask her, talk to her. Use these 4 techniques: kissing, touching, licking, and toys, and you will knock it out of the park.